Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on December 21st, 2021. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Do, where we look at space weather, world weather, earthquakes, and as well everything affecting humanity. Quite busy last 48 hours looking at the sun. Last night I did not update, but man, oh man, we had the M-class flare a couple days ago, and we're already seeing the effects now with our solar wind speeds upwards of over 600 kilometers per second. Looking at the last 48 hours incoming imagery, another cresting bright sunspot region on the left-hand side there coming. Lots to look at here, folks. Amazing imagery coming from Solar Dynamics Observatory. Looking at outgoing imagery here. No major space events thwarted our way since the other night with the live update. No major changes. Another closer look at the B-class, C-class, and as well the M-class solar flare. Large plasma filament rip there, connecting with that region here. And that was the Earth-directed solar flare. Also looking at the cresting imagery here. Pretty active on the backside. Mercury coming in. Jupiter retrograde right now. And we will be until the second week of January. Looking at another light here showing the coronal hole, which is now departing. Other than that, no coronal holes developing coming into view. Just dealing with all these solar flares recently. Looking at the ISWA space prediction spiral, you can see that large flare is heading our way, and it will be arriving on the 24th. So Christmas Eve solar storm is headed our way, and we're not going to get the brunt of it, as I had noted in the other night's update. It went in a southwest fashion. Looking at a real-time solar wind, right now we're sitting at 573 kilometers per second, and it jacked up to 655 kilometers per second today, but it was steady, 621 for at least 5 hours during the day today. Early this morning, we were at a KP of 5, KP index. Solar X-ray flux in the B and C class range yet again. Geomagnetic activity is lowering down. But definitely, we're seeing a lot of activity coming from our sun this last week. Schumann resonance for today, a power of 9, does not reflect in the space weather at all, considering what we are being hammered with, over 600 kilometer per second solar winds. Amplitude of 9, quality of a 7.1. Now, earthquakes for the last 24 hours, wow. Look at this. We had that 6.2 strike Petrolia, and there's been about 75 to 85 aftershocks through the region. Not being able to report them all here on this map, but I will show you on USGS. And we did just recently have a pretty sizable earthquake. Port Ellsworth, Alaska, 5.9 magnitude, 139 kilometer depth. So a lot of pressure from Alaska into the Juan de Fuca, and not much through our regular regions of Central America, New Madrid. Most of the action is California coastline into the Three Junctions area here, the Cascade, Lower Cascade Range. Now the closest volcano to the area is Lasan, and as well Shasta, Mount Shasta, just northeast of there. But look at all these earthquakes, looking at 91 through the region the last 7 days, and most of them, actually 80 of them, were in the last 24 to 36 hours. So definitely some action going on here through all of the California fault lines, Three Junctions, Juan de Fuca, up into Alaska, Look at Alaska. Minor rumbles all over the place, and then boom. Today, a 5.9. Also wanted to show you here, minor activity at La Palma. No major changes there. We'll carry on here around the world. Largest earthquake there through Hawaii, 3.0. And as well, the caldera is still filling up. As I noted in a couple nights ago video, there was a cone in the caldera. That cone is getting bigger. 4.3 here reported in Haiti. 4.3 in Guatemala. Minor activity there through Puerto Rico. Quiet through the South American plate. Only Oval, Chile. 4.5 magnitude. Down into the Scotia plate. 5.0 magnitude. South Atlantic Ocean. And as well a 4.9 there, South Sandwich Islands. Again, most of the pressure is being released in North America right now. So as we go around, there's not going to be much else but through major tectonic plates. 4.6 here in Iran. There was a 4.9 there, Mid-Atlantic Ridge. 4.6 into Port Blair, India, with a 4.9 and a 4.6 into Hailang, India. So two pretty sizable earthquakes. Indian plate, Philippines, only seeing a 5 or 4.9. Indonesia, a couple minor earthquakes there as well, 4.7, 4.9. And then this is a bit concerning here with all of the continuing earthquakes. Izu Islands, south of Japan. We have those submarine volcanoes that are still creating islands through the region. Very quiet through our regular Papua New Guinea and Fiji. No earthquakes to report here the last 12 hours. Having a look at the last 7 days around the globe here for the earthquakes. Two largest earthquakes the last little bit have been the 6.2 and as well the 6.4 in the Kermadec Islands. Just recently, the 5.9 in Alaska. Increased activity here into Japan. Just a wee bit concerning about the submarine volcanoes that I was talking about. As well as 6.0 here, South Sandwich Islands. So lots of new activity down there as well as we are shifting into winter. Our jet streams are changing. Pressures are on and off, high to low, low to high. Let's have a look at all of the volcanoes getting updated today, brought to you by the Pacific Disaster Center, looking at Era in Japan, Nevadas de Ruiz in Colombia, Manam, Papua New Guinea, just recently had a pretty sizable eruption, as well Reventador in Ecuador, Sangay in Ecuador, Fuego, Guatemala, Hunga-Tonga volcano, and I noted that the last video, and look at the SO2 emissions coming off the island. That is a very large eruption. Swiss Najima in Japan, Shivelich in Russia, also Nevadas de Chile in Colombia, Semesnapochnoi, Santa Maria. We've got winter storms across eastern Canada forecasted in the last video, as well extreme cold northern Ontario and across the prairies. No major cyclones or typhoons to talk about. Typhoon Rai has since dissipated and is somewhere spinning in the Pacific Ocean right now, and it looks like it might crash into Hawaii long-range forecast. Now, before we get to the forecast, I wanted to show you here upper-level winds, northern hemisphere right now. There is our polar vortex, and those Siberian cold temperatures are going to be pumping into Canada here in the next 5 days. Look at this 5-day forecast. Cold temperatures moving in from Nunavut down into the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and then Alberta. So we're going to start out here in Ontario, where we have that Alberta Clipper who's going to be shooting through tonight, most likely going to bring quite a bit of lake effect snow off of Huron and Simcoe. Low pressure system is going to continue up the coastline and bring quite a bit of moisture and snow across the Atlantic provinces. Could be mixed at times, but that low pressure system looks like it's going to go north and then spin back to Newfoundland. You see that do a double take across Newfoundland. So yeah, you guys could see an extreme weather event ahead of you. Other than that, across the west here, we've got quite a winter storm that is affecting a lot of the BC interior and further south into the United States. But watching these cold temperatures come through this week, boy oh boy, watch out Alberta. Extreme cold is on your doorstep, minus 35 towards Banff, but minus 40 in northern parts of BC and Alberta, minus 41. That is our Siberian polar vortex, as I said, is being ushered by our upper level winds quickly from Russia, where it is minus 53 on the other side of our planet right now over Russia. And huge, strong, high pressure ridge, not really letting it escape too much. As well, we've got quite a big system here developing across Kamchatka up into eastern Russia. 1, 2, 3 low pressure systems wrapped into one. That is going to be a big system, and it's going to bring snow far south through Japan as they all join forces. I've never seen a forecast like this before. This is a little bit strange. Some really strange things happening on our planet right now, and I wish I knew exactly what was going on with our weather. Continuing on here through the United States, you can see heavy snow through higher elevations, and that's going to continue for the next 4 to 5 days. So gray days ahead of you, west coast, overlooking Europe. You've got a big eastern cold low heading through. It's got a lot of snow with it, and as well, you've got a couple low pressure systems heading into Ireland and Spain this week. So great days ahead of Europe as well, as you've got 3 systems affecting you and a very cold winter storm affecting eastern parts of Europe. Overlooking Russia and Southeast Asia. Heavy snow in northern Pakistan, up into the Mongolian mountains. Low pressure center here is going to be heading through Thailand, or out of Thailand and over into Hong Kong. And then we've got an extreme weather event here developing for northern Australia. This could be a tropical system in the long range. We'll have to see, but that's a very big low encroaching on you guys. And as well, another one developing here, eastern parts of Australia. And very warm temperatures across the country are going to help pump up these extreme weather events. So stay aware and prepared, my down under Aussie friends. You guys do have some very big systems heading towards you, and you're going to see some extreme weather, eastern parts, and as well northern territory, Australia. Looking over the middle of the Pacific here, got a convergence line hanging out over Hawaii, and then a tight convergence line here. This looks like Typhoon Rai. Looks like it's going to smash into this convergence line, which is heading straight north. Very strange forecast. And as I said, I've never seen a forecast like this. Every continent right now is being affected by large weather events. We've got a pretty big system here affecting Brazil, the border with Argentina. You guys could see some heavy rains eastern and central parts of Brazil. Overlooking Africa. This is the only one that hasn't been spared, but they've seen a lot of rain recently, especially in northern parts. So I'm going to leave you here looking at the southern hemisphere versus the northern. Much love to y'all, and thank you for watching today's Daily Do, looking at 5-day forecast, as well as space weather and earthquakes and volcanoes. Keeping humanity aware and prepared. Stay safe out there. Happy holidays to y'all, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your due. Bye-bye now. enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.